Hi everyone, Dr. S here, and I'm going to go over the advancement that you're going to experience moving from E1 to E2, particularly in your venture learning evolution. So let's go ahead and jump in. So, as you likely know, Entrepreneurship 246 is 2 quarters long. It starts with E1 and then moves on to E2. So in E1, you focused on a variety of different things. We welcomed you to your new community. Uh, we focused on generating ideas, figuring out different possibilities, identifying different opportunities, doing some self-discovery, of course, along the way, which is related to our ventures, but a separate different thing for our change leadership. You got to dive in and start working with entrepreneurship and innovation teams. You worked mainly with the big idea canvas in the evidence-based entrepreneurship process. And in the evidence-based entrepreneurship process, which is ultimately we also call the Z model, you did a lot of work in the early stages of that. And all of this is reflected in the E1 course objectives. And all of these different pieces were in here. You learned different tools, such as the ones that are noted right here: big idea canvas, value proposition canvas, customer profiles, test cards, those sorts of things. All of that will still remain in play as we move to E2, but we actually evolve it quite a bit. So let's see what happens. As we move into E2, you're going to, of course, rejoin your community, and you're going to work in teams again. And in fact, you work intensely with teams in a consulting sort of situation. You'll still be using the value proposition canvas, customer profiles, community mapping, test cards, etc. But some things that we'll be adding in this time is you're going to be moving toward the business model canvas, and you're going to be doing a SWOT analysis with a late stage, in the late stage of the Z model, which means you're doing it with an existing business, one that's launched, it's out there in the marketplace, and you're going to do an internal and external analysis, which is kind of a bread and butter strategy analysis of that organization. You're going to draw conclusions, and you'll ultimately make recommendations. All of this can be seen in the E2 course objectives. Up here, what you'll see is that we talk about the new course objectives, and you're going to be working with a client. And so this will be a consulting client, an existing organization that's in the community that you can gain access to. You'll do a full analysis. You'll draw conclusions about where they are in their current business model. You'll identify opportunities for improvement, and then you'll actually create a new business model showing the changes that you're recommending, and then flesh out the details on this. So overall, you'll of course continue to build on what you had in your prior quarter, and then you're going to be doing the work related to doing the full SWOT analysis, which you can find in here with the different pieces of the puzzle. And this is where you're going to learn the business model canvas. You'll continue to build on your understanding of the value proposition canvas, the customer profiles, community mapping, but you'll also start to learn how to do expanded external analyses, which include PESTLE, or the political, economic, sociocultural, legal, and natural environmental issues, as well as dealing with suppliers and competitors. And ultimately, you will use primary and secondary research to draw conclusions and make recommendations and give a pitch at the end to both your client and to your fellow entrepreneurship and innovation students. All right, that's the evolution. We're using the consulting model. We'll teach you ways to do this as we do in our professional consulting world, and you'll be working to really and truly impact the performance and lives of the people that are involved with that organization, all the while using that context to learn about the entrepreneurship and innovation process so that you can move on to E3, which ultimately means that you'll work with your teams to design and deliver an event all in 1 quarter. All right, if you have any questions, let us know. And we look forward to seeing how your E2 quarter comes out.